Question number 701. Which of the following section of the Evidence Act deals with burden of proving fact, especially within knowledge? Option A, Section 105. Option B, Section 106. Option C, Section 107. And option D, Section 108. Correct answer here is option B, that is Section 106. Question number 702. When any fact is especially within the knowledge of accused, the burden of proving the fact is upon accused, prosecution, either accused or prosecution, none of the above. Correct answer here is option A, that is accused. Question number 703. The principle that possession is prima facie proof of ownership is provided under which of the following section of the Indian Evidence Act? Correct answer is option C, that is Section 110 of the Indian Evidence Act. Question number 704. Section 111 of the Evidence Act speak of such situations where one person stands in a position of dash to the other person. Here correct answer is option C, that is active confidence. Question number 705. The good faith of a sale by a client to an attorney is in question in a suit brought by the client. A. The burden of proving the good faith of the transaction is on the attorney. The burden of proving the good faith of the transaction is on the client. Both A and B, none of the above. Correct answer here is option A, that is the burden of proving the good faith of the transaction is on the attorney. Question number 706. According to the Indian Evidence Act, which one among the following circumstances is not correct? Here options are: when it is shown that a plaintiff was alive within 30 years, the burden proving that he is dead is on the person who affirms it. Option B, when it is shown that a person was not heard for 7 years by those who would naturally have heard of him if he had been alive, the burden of proving that he is alive is on the person who affirms it. Option C, when it is shown that a person is in possession of anything, the burden of proving that he is not the owner is on the person who affirms that he is not the owner. And option D, when it is shown that one person stands to the other in a position of active confidence, the burden of proving the good faith of a transaction between them is on the party that respond confidence in the other. Here in this question it has been asked which of the following is not correct. So here option D is not correct. That's why it will be the right. Other options are correct. Question number 707. Rules as to burden of proof are: rebuttable presumptions of law, irrebuttable presumptions of law, rebuttable presumption of fact, irrebuttable presumption of fact. Correct answer here is option A, that is rebuttable presumptions of law. Question number 708. Burden of proof is lightened by presumption, admissions, estoppel, all of the above. Correct answer here is option D, that is all of the above. Burden of proof is lightened by presumption, admissions, estoppel, all of the above. Question number 709. Match list first with list second. Burden of proof is provided under section 101. On whom the burden of proof lies? Section 102. Burden of proof as to particular fact, section 103. Burden of proving fact especially within the knowledge, section 106. By going through these options, correct option here will be option C. Question number 710. The presumption of continuance of life is contained in. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 107 of the Indian Evidence Act. Question number 712. For presumption of death under section 108 of the Indian Evidence Act, the person is shown to be not heard for a period of, correct answer is option B, that is 7 years. Question number 713. The question is whether a man is alive or dead, and it is proved that he has not been heard or for 7 years by those who would naturally have heard of him if he had alive. To whom the burden of proof will lie? Option A, all of them. Option B, the person who affirms it. Here option B will be the right answer, the person who affirms it. Question number 714. Section 108 of the Evidence Act provides that when a man has not been heard or for 7 years by those who would dash have naturally heard of him if he had been alive, the burden of proving that he is alive shifts on the person who affirms it. Here correct answer is option A, that is naturally have heard of him. Question number 715. A man is alive unless nothing has been heard about him for 7 years. Correct answer is option A, that is it is presumption of law. Question number 716. The man who has disappeared and remained unheard or for 7 years by those who would have naturally heard of him if he was alive, the presumption then arises that he is dead. What shall be the presumption as to the time of death of such person? Here correct answer is option C, that is those who allege that the death should have taken to have occurred at a particular time will have to prove the fact. Question number 717. Legitimacy of child born during valid marriage is presumed under which provision of the Indian Evidence Act? Correct answer is option C, that is section 100 112 of Indian Evidence Act. Section 112 of the Indian Evidence Act provides for, correct answer is option D, that is presumption of legitimacy. Question number 719. In case a child is born within 280 days of dissolution of marriage, the mother remaining unmarried, the presumption of legitimacy of child under section 112 of Evidence Act arises. Here, correct answer is option C, that is irrespective of whether the father is alive or dead on the day the child is born. Question number 720. Which of the following provisions of the Evidence Act 1872 provides irrebuttable presumption? Here correct answer is option D, that is section 112. Section 112 of Indian Evidence Act is irrebuttable presumption. Question number 721. Section 112 of the Evidence Act applies when there is a dispute regarding maternity of child, paternity of child, both A and B, either A or B. Correct answer here is option B, that is paternity of child. Question number 722. Unless non-access is proved, the presumption as to legitimacy of any child born during the continuance of a valid marriage between his mother and any man is rebuttable presumption of law, presumption of fact, mixed presumption of law and fact, irrebuttable presumption of law. Correct answer here is option D, that is irrebuttable presumption of law. Question number 723. Presumption under section 112 of the Evidence Act is raised. Option A, when a child is born during the continuance of a valid marriage, when a child is born within 280 days of dissolution of marriage, the mother remaining unmarried in both A and B, neither A or B. Here correct answer is option C, that is both A and B. Section 1, presumption under section 112 of Evidence Act is raised when a child is born during the continuance of a valid marriage and when a child is born within 280 days of dissolution of marriage, the mother remaining unmarried. Question number 724. The rigor of conclusive presumption of legitimacy under section 112 of the Indian Evidence Act can only be rebutted by option A, DNA testing about paternity, non-access of parties, the fact that the wife was observing the menstrual period, the fact that the wife has undergone tubectomy recently. Here correct answer is option B, that is non-access of parties. Question number 725. Even for a child immediately after marriage, presumption of legitimacy under section 112 of the Evidence Act would apply. Reason, the legislature will extended the period of operation of the presumption by 280 days after the dissolution of marriage, did not choose to exclude any minimum initial period for maternity for the application of the presumption. Here correct answer is option A, that is both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Question number 726. Legitimacy of a child born during the continuance of a valid marriage or within 280 days after its dissolution, mother remaining unmarried under section 112 of the Evidence Act is conclusive proof. Question number 727. Unless non-access is proved, the presumption as to the legitimacy of any child born during the continuance of a valid marriage between his mother and any man is. Here correct answer is option C, that is conclusive proof. Question number 728. Read the following statements carefully. Option A, the presumption of legitimacy of child is governed by section 112 of the Indian Evidence Act. B, Narendra Nath Pahadi versus Ram Govind Pahadi is a leading case on the legitimacy of child born during the continuance of a valid marriage. Here correct answer is option C, that is both A and R are true. Question number 729. If a child is born within dash days after the dissolution of a valid marriage, it is a conclusive proof of the legitimacy of child. Here correct answer is option C, that is 280 days. If a child is born within 280 days after the dissolution of a valid marriage, it is a conclusive proof of the legitimacy of child. Question number 730. Select the most appropriate statement. A child born during marriage is a conclusive proof of legitimacy. A child born during marriage may be presumed as a legitimate child. A child born during marriage shall be considered as a conclusive proof of legitimacy unless rebutted. No presumption will be drawn about a child born during marriage. Here correct answer is option C. A child born during marriage shall be considered as a conclusive proof of legitimacy unless rebutted. Question number 731. Under which section of the Indian Evidence Act the presumption as to abetment of suicide by a married woman is dealt? Here correct answer is option A, section 113A of the Indian Evidence Act. Question number 732. Under section 113A of the Evidence Act, court dash presume under presume and under section 113B of the Evidence Act, the court dash presume. Here correct answer is option A. Under section 113A of the Indian Evidence Act, the court may presume, and under section 113B of the Evidence Act, the court shall presume. Question number 733. Court will presume an abetment of a suicide by a married woman when it is shown that she committed suicide within a period of dash of her marriage. Here correct answer is option C, that is 7 years of her marriage. Question number 734. In case of suicide by a married woman, the court under section 113A of the Indian Evidence Act may presume that suicide had been abetted by her husband if suicide was committed by the wife within a period of 7 years from the date of her marriage, wife was subjected to cruelty, the wife was illiterate and from a poor family, the wife was deserted by her husband. Select the correct answer by using the code given below. Here in question number 734, correct answer is option D, first and second. Suicide was committed by the wife within a period of 7 years from the date of her marriage and the wife was subjected to cruelty. Here in this case, suicide by a married woman, the court under section 113A of the Indian Evidence Act may presume that suicide has been abetted by her husband. Question number 735. Section 113A of the Indian Evidence Act was added in the year 1983. Question number 736. Presumption under section 113A of the Evidence Act pertains to dowry death, custodial death, abetment of suicide by a married woman, absence of consent in prosecutions for rape. Here correct answer is option C, abetment of suicide by a married woman under section 113A of the Indian Evidence Act. Question number 737. Presumption as to abetment of suicide by a married woman under section 113A of the Evidence Act. The prosecution has to prove a conclusive proof. The court may presume, the court shall presume. Here correct answer is option C, the court may presume. Question number 738. The presumption under section 113A of the Evidence Act not attractive if the marriage took place more than 7 years prior to the suicide of woman, even if the cruelty is established by the prosecution. By the introduction of section 113A of the Indian Evidence Act, the prosecution is not required to prove the facts beyond reasonable doubt against the accused. Which of the following statement is correct? Option A, statement A, option B, statement B, option C, statement A and B, and option D, none of these statements. Here correct statement is only statement A. Question number 739. Presumption as to dowry death are laid down in. Here correct answer is option B, that is section 113B. Presumption as to dowry death has been laid down in section 113B. Question number 740. The presumption under section 113B of the Indian Evidence Act 1872 can be raised only if essential ingredient of section 304B of IPC are proved. Here option A is the right answer. Question number 741. Section 113B, presumption as to dowry death, was added to the Indian Evidence Act in. Correct answer is option A, that is 1986. Question number 742. Which one of the following section of the Indian Evidence Act has been inserted by the Dowry Prohibition Amendment Act 1986? Here correct answer is option C, that is section 113B. Question number 743. Which one of the following is not the prerequisite of presumption as to dowry death under section 113B of the Indian Evidence Act? Here correct answer is option B, that is victim had illicit relationship with other male person is not the prerequisite for presumption of dowry death, whereas victim was subjected to cruelty or harassment by her husband or other relatives is a prerequisite. Such cruelty or harassment was a connection with any demand of dowry is prerequisite, and it was done within the 7 years of marriage is also a prerequisite under the presumptions related to dowry death under section 113B of Indian Evidence Act. Question number 744. An accused charged under section 302 and 304B of IPC is acquitted of the offence under section 302 of IPC. The presumption under section 113B of the Evidence Act is automatically refuted, not refuted, not relevant, irrelevant and otiose. Here correct answer is option B, not refuted. Question number 745. Which is not a precondition to raise an obligatory presumption under section 113B of the Evidence Act? Here correct answer is option A only. The accused is being tried for the offence under section 4 of the Dowry Prohibition Act. Question number 746. Which of the following is not correctly matched? Option A, presumption as to documents 30 years old, section 90. Burden of proving that person is alive who has not been heard for 7 years, section 108. Dumb witness, section 119. Presumption as to dowry death is section 113B. Question number 747. Section 114 of the Evidence Act provide for certain presumption of fact, irrebuttable presumption of law, irrebuttable presumption of law, none of the above. Here correct answer is option A, presumption of fact. Section 114 of the Evidence Act provide for the certain presumption of fact. Question number 748. In which of the following cases the court may presume under section 114 that a man in possession of stolen goods after the theft is either the theft has or has received the goods knowing to them to be stolen, that judicial and official acts have been regularly performed, that evidence which could be and is not produced would, if produced, be unfavorable to the person withholding. Example, the police withholding price of the evidence, all of the above. Here correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Question number 749. Section 114 of the Indian Evidence Act provides for which of the following? Here correct answer is option C. The court may presume existence of certain facts. Question number 750. The court may presume that an accomplice is unworthy of credit unless he is corroborated in material particulars. This is presumption contained in dash of the Indian Evidence Act. Correct answer is option B, that is section 114B.